It was 11 p.m., and our small boat was slowly gliding over Lake Hollow. The water's surface was completely still, like a mirror, yet there was a strange silence in the air. My friends, Jason and Mike, were joking around, but my eyes were fixed on the darkness and fog covering the lake. I noticed that the water wasn't rippling at all, as if the weight of our boat had vanished from the surface. The moonlight flickered, dimming and brightening, and every wave produced only a dull echo. I thought, it's probably just my imagination. But then, through the fog, an old, empty boat silently floated toward us. We were a group of 3 friends, me, Jason, and Mike. Mike had suggested we go night boating, and I reluctantly agreed. Lake Hollow was in a remote area where people said strange sounds could be heard at night, and some had even gone missing. When we launched our boat, the fog was unusually thick and the water completely still. At first, we were joking around. Jason was playing music, and Mike was shining a flashlight inside the boat. But then I noticed a shadow silently floating near our boat. I shouted, "Guys, this doesn't look normal." Mike pointed his flashlight, but the shadow disappeared. The combination of water and fog was paralyzing our nerves, and the boat's engine suddenly went dead. Then a whispering voice reached our ears. "Leave." Now the voice came only to our ears. No lips were moving. Our hearts raced, and we tried paddling, but every paddle stroke vanished into the water, as if we were trapped in an alternate reality. The shadow from the old boat approached ours. We saw that it wasn't human, just a black, misty figure with only eyes and mouth visible, feeding on our panic and fear. We decided to jump into the water and try reaching the shore. But as soon as we jumped, the shadow mimicked our movements. Our boat became completely unstable, and the shadow's pressure increased with every passing second. The whispering voice grew clearer. "You cannot leave forever." Panic reached its peak when the shadow entered our boat. We screamed, and Jason shouted, "Enough! We have to do something." Mike took out a pocket knife and slashed at the water, but he couldn't touch the shadow. It was made only of air and darkness, feeding on our fear. We shouted together, and suddenly, the fog and shadow disappeared. We were barely holding on to the water, and finally, the shore's light appeared. But when we reached the shore, our boat had vanished, and the lake looked calm, as if nothing had happened. We stood on the shore, shaken and silent. I noticed faint ripples across the water, as if some shadow still moved beneath the surface. Jason said, "We're never coming back here." Mike silently cried, and I realized that anyone who goes boating at Lake Hollow at night never returns. Since that night, the 3 of us never even mentioned Lake Hollow again. But people say that every few months someone disappears there, and the old boat still floats, waiting for its next prey.